Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Monday, April the 1st. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. We are packing up our place, getting ready to leave Las Vegas after a wonderful week-long stay. My son Schenn bowled very well in the tournament, thanks for asking. Didn't let the bright lights in big city get to him, was unnerved, and we're very proud of how he did. My second son, Jacob, he was dying to play, but he's not old enough. He will get his chance as early as next year, and our daughter Kiley is still a few years away. But it'd be pretty cool if all three of them are bowling in this massive tournament in the next few years. As for me, can't wait to get home, see, of course, our place, see our dog Mickey, catch up on the Canucks games on PVR, see family and friends, of course, get back to work as well. So one news item I want to talk about today, then I want to talk about who I would give my individual Canucks awards to end off the season. Firstly, the Canucks just announced earlier this morning that they signed a new goaltender, 22-year-old Jake Kielly. He's out of Clarkson University out of New York, so pretty close to Utica, which I'll get to in a second. And he's, like I said, he's 22 years old. He did 3 years at Clarkson, just reading some of his stats. In 3 seasons, actually in this season, he played 39 games, went 26-11-2. It's a really good record. Again, 26-11-2, recording 5 shutouts. 1.91 goals against average, save percentage of 929. So those are really, really awesome stats. And in the entire country, he was second in wins with those 26 wins. So a good goalie. I was watching a few highlights of him just before I came on here. But 3 years at Clarkson. Likely signed to add goaltending depth. We're not going to see him up on the big club. He's not going to replace Markstrom or Demko, but he gives Utica a lot of depth. As we know, Utica had a lot of problems with their goaltending depth this year with injuries, guys being moved, guys being called up, or whatever it may be. So a good solidifying move. 2 years. We'll see. Maybe he gets called up as the first call up. If we don't want this to happen, but if Markstrom or Demko get injured for any period of time next season. But again, the Vancouver Canucks signed goaltender, 22-year-old goaltender, Jake Kielly, to a 2-year entry-level contract. I'm sure we'll learn and we'll hear more about him in the future. Clarkson University is in New York, so not too far from Utica, where I expect Kielly to start the season next year. That's talking about next season. Let's talk about the end of this season. I got some good feedback to yesterday's video about Quinn Hughes and Alex Edler, and I think most of you got my point. I wasn't saying that we are intentionally disrespecting Alex Edler or that he's worthy of any disrespect. All I was saying is that we should slow our roll on Quinn Hughes. He's going to get plenty of time, and I don't get too upset that Quinn Hughes hasn't replaced Alex Edler on the power play, the first power play unit, just yet. So Edler, I'm going to talk about in a second as I talk about the 4, who I would give the Canucks individual awards to end off this year. The Canucks put their tweet out last week asking people to vote for players in 4 categories: most exciting player, MVP, best defenseman, and unsung hero. So I tweeted about this a few days ago, but I want to just articulate it right now real quick and then have you comment below on if you agree, disagree, and who you'd give the awards to. So let's start with unsung hero first. I still think it's Antoine Roussel. I actually talked about that in mid-season, that he was our unsung hero. He set a career high in points. It's too bad that he got injured a few weeks ago, but always sticking up for his teammates, always great in the locker room, a great media interview as well, but most importantly on the ice, always sticking up for his teammates, scoring big goals actually, and always being a pest and a great team guy. So I would give my unsung hero award to Antoine Roussel, with runner-up, so to speak, to Luke Schenn. I think Luke Schenn has played awesome and has done 12 or 15 games here, a steadying force for Quinn Hughes as Quinn Hughes has started, and Schenn had that 12-hit game against Columbus, I think it was. But in essence, Schenn is standing up for his teammates, going after guys if they lay out any of our guys or try to lay out any of our guys. Good in the locker room. Basically, I just explained Antoine Roussel, but the defensive version of him. So I'd say it's Roussel first, and if Luke Schenn played the whole season here, maybe Luke Schenn would give him a run for the money. So thanks, Luke Schenn's doing a great job, but Antoine Roussel is my unsung hero. Best D-men, this was close. I was debating between Edler and Stetcher. I think Stetcher is the guy I like the most right now, aside from Quinn Hughes. I like everyone else excited about Quinn Hughes. We can't give Quinn Hughes best D-men after two games as much as some of us may want to. I love Troy Stetcher. He's from Richmond. He plays really hard, plays above his weight class, so to speak. But I still think Alex Edler has been the most consistent defenseman this season. Yes, he hasn't played the full slate of games, only maybe 3/4 of them, but he still has a good point total and I think you can see the way he's used on the power play, on the penalty kill, in overtime. For some of you it's too much, but I still think he's been the best Canucks defenseman this year. So I'll give it to Alex Edler with Troy Stecher as a close second. Most exciting player, hands down, it's got to be rookie Elias Patterson. The way he brings fans out of his seats, out of their seats, with his dekes, with his shot, you know, with his defensive prowess, whatever it may be, with his vision, hockey sense, all those things. And we've talked about him a lot this season. He'll likely win the Calder Trophy as Rookie of the Year. And yes, single-handedly speeding up the rebuild by a year, maybe, and giving fans hope for next season, giving fans high hopes. So let's give most exciting player to Elias Patterson. And for MVP, I'm going to give it to Jacob Markstrom. I think if we did this maybe in October, November, even December, January, heading to the All-Star, I would give it to Pettersson. But we've seen Markstrom, especially starting in December through February, had a really, really strong string of games. He's single-handedly stolen some games for the Canucks and kept them in a bunch of others where they're badly outplayed. He never went through a bad inconsistent streak, and if he did have one or two bad games, you know, he'd get back right, working with Ian Clark and come back even stronger. Markstrom, he has 28 wins, 22 losses, but 9 overtime shootout losses. So technically, you can, depends on your definition of 500. You can either say he's way above 500 because he's 28 and 22, or you can say he's 128, he's lost 31, and then so he's down 3. Whatever it is, whatever your definition is of 500, I don't think we can argue how valuable Jacob Markstrom has been to the team. So I give him our MVP with Elias Patterson a close second. So to recap, Unsung Hero, let's go Antoine Roussel with Luke Schenn as the runner-up. For best defenseman, Alex Edler over Troy Stecher. Most exciting player, we'll go Elias Patterson. Oh, I didn't give him a runner-up. Let's go Brock Besser for the runner-up. And then for MVP, Jacob Markstrom over Elias Patterson. Canucks fans would love to hear what you think. Leave a comment below whether you want to talk about our new goalie, Jake Kielly, and if you know anything about him, tell me about him because I need to learn about him. And maybe more relevantly, talk about my choices for the Canucks individual awards. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who would you name as the unsung hero, the best D-man, most exciting player, and the MVP for the Canucks? Like I said, flying home. Look forward to catching up with a lot of you on Twitter over the next couple days and back to regular vlogs on my regular comfortable place of my car starting tomorrow. Have a great day. Leave a comment below. I'll read, react, and reply. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. I'm coming home, finally. God bless and go Canucks go.